Now, when you're dating in your 20s, the world is your oyster. Dating is really fun, there's no pressure, and all the guys that you meet seem to be pursuing you, and they're also just free of baggage. And then, once you hit your 40s, things start to change. When you're dating in your 40s, it doesn't feel like the world is your oyster anymore. It feels more like a rotten oyster that gives you food poisoning. Cheating. Every guy has cheated before in his life. Every guy seems to have a baby mama he's got to deal with. You got to deal with the damn mama drama. And all these guys seem to have low testosterone. And then there are other guys who are still finishing up their divorce. Or you find out, yes, he drives a Mercedes, but he's also bankrupt. Finding love in your 40s can be a little bit trickier, but once you understand how to navigate today's dating scene, I assure you, you can actually make it an incredible experience. Now look, I get it. The vast majority of my clients are over the age of 40, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and I should tell you that I understand it can be a little bit trickier, but once you understand the tips I'm gonna go over in this video, I'm going to give you some insight as to how you can actually successfully find love and do it in your 40s and beyond. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam Litolce from lovestrategies.com, where I help successful single women get out there and attract long-lasting love and do it with a proven strategy. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos for those of you who are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and beyond, please give this video a like. Don't forget to heart it if you're watching on Instagram or wherever it is you're watching. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, because if enough people like this video, I'll be happy to do a follow-up. So here are 6 tips that you can use to find love after 40. Tip number 1 is to avoid coming on too strong. Where are you from? Have you ever been married? I mean, how many times? I mean, why did it end? What happened? No, seriously, where are you from? Why are you still single? Look, I get it. You have been through a lot and you want to skip over the BS part of dating and just kind of get to the heart of it, which is, are they in or are they out? You feel like you've been through all that stuff and you want to just get to the point. But the core principles of dating still apply no matter what age. And that is that men don't remember the things that you're saying, they remember how you make them feel. And if guys feel like you are grilling them on those first few dates and really just skipping over the fun part of dating, which is just bantering and flirting, then they are very quickly going to lose interest and go in a different direction. That's why we've developed what we call the little love steps. And there are 7 little love steps that you can take to help you go from being single, confused, and frustrated in your love life to finding long-lasting love. And in little love step number 3, when you're actually getting out there, meeting quality guys, I give you a lot of ways to keep your flirting game in place so that you can have that banter and that fun, playful conversation and just see if there's conversational chemistry between the two of you before getting into that more important stuff down the road. Tip number 2 is to not wall off your heart. As the psychotherapist and blogger Eileen Cohen says, when we lose the ability to be vulnerable and close ourselves off to love, we also lose our ability to experience the joy that comes from relationships. Long story short, you've probably been through a lot in relationships. Maybe you've been through a divorce, maybe you're even a widow. But the reality is that you need to get back on that horse and you do need to open up your heart, because I don't want you to have what I call black heart syndrome. You have what I call, and I work with a lot of women, it's called black heart syndrome, okay? It's you've been burned, but you're a lovely, amazing person, and all we need to do is get you to red heart syndrome, which is just being finally open to the potential possibility of finding love. You're going around and everyone you're talking to just knows that your heart isn't really actually available. And you've been so frustrated and let down, annoyed by men and their behavior that you can't go into any new relationship with an open heart. So moving forward, I want you to really practice the ability to be a little bit more vulnerable, especially as a guy actually earns your trust. Tip number 3 is for you to get really clear about the man and the relationship you really want. Typically, when I work with clients who are over the age of 40, they tend to have a long list of the things that they don't want in a guy. Yet they haven't quite done enough work really trying to understand the type of man they really want. And that's why we have what we call little love step number 2, which is to create your love vision. It's where you get crystal clear about the man and the relationship you want, because if you don't have a bullseye, you will miss it every single time. And if you want to learn all the little love steps, just head on over to littlelovesteps.com. We'll also leave a link in the description right there below. And all that stuff is covered in that free training. Tip number 4 is don't limit too narrowly the type of man that you want. I know plenty of women who wanted to end up with that tall, suave CEO type who drives a Maserati, and then they ended up with a shorter, slightly balding guy who happens to have an IT job and lives in the suburbs. Did they settle? No, they didn't settle so long as the relationship is fueling them in the way that they want. Here at Love Strategies, we believe that we want you to be attracted to the guy you end up with, but we don't focus all of our energy on the superficial things in life. And this is where dating apps really fail, is it sets you up to become incredibly superficial. So I ask you to widen your net just a little bit and really open up the possibilities to different types of guys, because at the end of the day, the only thing that I care about is that you are in a happy, healthy, committed relationship that lasts for the rest of your life. Tip number 5 is to always maximize your opportunities to meet men. From this day forward, I want you to be what we call a yes woman. Say yes to any event or party you can go to, assuming you can be safe in this particular environment. Make sure you are saying yes. If you're asked on a date and the guy tends to meet what it is you're looking for, be willing to go on that date. Be a yes woman and maximize your opportunities, because you might just end up being really surprised about the type of guy you end up being attracted to. And finally, tip number 6 is to just be open to different types of family setups and lifestyles. Now, let's say you have a 14-year-old son and you have sworn off wanting to raise any other children, and you say, I'm not going to talk to any men who have younger children than, let's say, 14. What are you really going to do when you meet a really incredible guy who has a 5-year-old daughter? You're probably going to be open to it, all right? Because what's most important is the relationship between you and him. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't have some deal breakers. I certainly support that, and I think that that's important. But be sure to not narrow that scope too much and be open-minded, because once you get to your 40s, 50s, and 60s, everyone has very different types of lifestyles. And in order to really build a relationship that lasts, you're ultimately going to have to adopt each other's lifestyles and mend them and combine them. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these tips do you really need to focus on? And finally, if you are really ready to get out there and attract long-lasting love, don't forget to head on over to littlelovesteps.com to access that free training that will walk you through the 7 little love steps to attracting long-lasting love. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.